Welcome everyone to episode 2 of the Bombastic Yak podcast. Today we're recording it live on Twitch, and it's a special day because I have my buddy, I don't know what you want me to call you during this episode, so...
You've been drinking, man?
I mean, a little bit, so...
Yeah, same.
You can go ahead and introduce yourself.
Yeah, no, you can call me Justin, you can call me Juice, you can call me whatever. Silly Juice, that's my handle for all things PC related. ASAP Happy, I go by that as well, so.
All right, so here with Silly Juice, I think, provided he doesn't fuck this up too bad, he's going to be my constant co-host.
Yeah, all right, provided I don't fuck it up. All right, that's fair, that's fair.
So
no pressure at all.
No, not at all, because there's plenty of people lining up to be co-host on Bombastic Yak.
Exactly, that's what I'm talking about.
So today, the first thing I wanted to talk about is, if you watched episode 1, thank you for coming back. And I said in episode 1, we talk about literally whatever the hell we want. And today, I wanted to talk about Antonio Brown.
Yeah. Let's get in on this guy.
So, for those people who aren't tracking what's going on with Antonio Brown, he got traded to the Patriots. Not traded. He got dropped by the Raiders, and then picked up by the Patriots. Everyone says it's a fucking conspiracy theory. I don't know what you think.
I got a lot of thoughts on the whole AB situation.
Well, let's lay out the last few days before we get into our opinions. All right,
let's go.
So after being traded, he came down on rape allegations. Which
is no joking matter. Absolutely.
No, anything we say here, it's I take what people say about being a rape victim very seriously. Like, it's not something to fuck around with. If it has happened to you, go out, get help, etc.
The best thing you can do is obviously, get the word out, get your accuser, or get your whoever victimized you, whoever.
Yeah, so it's not a joke. There may be jokes involved in this podcast, but we're not joking about rape. So let's get that put out there right at the start here.
Clarify that, yeah.
So this article, Antonio Brown was claimed to sexually assault Brittany Taylor, a gymnast who he hired to help train him, and she says that when they were doing their trainings and such, there were several occasions where Brown sexually assaulted her. One, it's hard to even say this stuff. He
just go for it.
How do we word it? Do I word it nicely, or do we just go for it?
Read it straight from the article, man. Like, it honestly, censoring that kind of stuff is not. You shouldn't have to do that.
So, she claimed that there were times where they were doing the training. There was one time where she was bent over, and she realized that he was masturbating to her while she was bent over. She realized it happened by the wetness on her shirt on her back, because he finished on her. There was another time where he sexually harassed her again, assaulted her, and then ultimately she claims that he raped her in the end, a separate time. So, what do you think? What do you think about all this?
So let's start off with the fact that this is years after the fact that he's been in the NFL, So one, I understand from the victim standpoint, you don't really want to come out about it, but I with how things have lined up, with how AB has been over the past couple of weeks, months, really, I, like it only makes me curious as to who else knew about this. Like did the Steelers know about this?
There's no
At,
way they didn't know about it.
and
Do you
that's what I'm
not?
trying to say.
If you're the
You know.
Steelers, the only reason you would ever drop Antonio Brown is if you knew about this.
Well, yeah, but at the same time, you got Ben Roethlisberger on your fucking team, man. Like Ben Roethlisberger, who I think it's twice that he's been accused of doing something of like the sexual assault nature, where like he's done something with an underage person. I don't know the facts actually. I probably shouldn't just go off speculation, but
Yeah.
like Antonio Brown or not Antonio Brown, Ben Roethlisberger has definitely done some sketchy shit, and the Steelers knew well about it. So were they covering up Antonio Brown shit? Like, were they paying off this person? And then all of a sudden, he switched teams. He went to the Raiders. The Raiders were like, damn, we got a lot of fucking shit that, Antonio Brown's done. We can't just like, we can't keep this guy. Because he's acting like an ass, well, not an ass, but like, he's just being a player of one. And then, you know,
Yeah, I mean, it's a little like the thing that's weird about it to me is that it comes out after he went to
the Patriots.
not only the Raiders, but the Patriots.
Mm-hmm.
Because so I do want to talk about the entire Antonio Brown thing by itself, but as a Patriots fan, I also kind of want to bring up the point that I genuinely think that the NFL tries to not victimize, what's the word? Villainize the Patriots as much as humanly possible.
Yeah, I would agree with that standpoint. I'm not a Pats fan, obviously, but like I do think that just given the fact that they are a Super Bowl contender almost every single year, not even almost every single year they are a Super Bowl contender. Like the NFL definitely has something going against them, because they make the game pretty much not fun for all the other teams.
Yeah, so it's really weird. It's really weird that this came out when he joined the Patriots.
I, yeah.
Besides that, I kind of have two trains of thought on the entire thing.
Mm-hmm.
So one of them is pretty, I guess, insensitive in a way.
Oh, dude, just say it.
I I think. Do you really think Antonio Brown, guy who makes fuck knows how much money, and is arguably the top, if not the top three wide receivers in the NFL at the time, and possibly even in history, like top 10 wide receivers if he continues production, blah, blah, blah.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
This guy, you're telling me, isn't getting enough attention by the female gender that he has to go and sexually assault and rape
To, to,
this woman to get his physical wants.
Yeah, so I mean, I hear where you're coming from, and I do think that it is rather odd that somebody of his stature would, have to resort to such weird, not weird, but like I mean, obviously it's weird, but such like low tactics in order to get, the punani, as some would call it. But like the thing is, man, like people that do engage in that kind of activity, you wouldn't not necessarily expect every single person like that. But like there are saying like people that look and appear to be absolutely normal or appear to be absolutely like, uh like they could get girls on the regular. They still have to do that just because of like probably some preconceived like relationship in their past, or like just some switch is off in their head where they feel the need to do that. And I'm not necessarily saying Antonio Brown definitely is that kind of person, but there are people out there that are like that.
Yeah. I mean, then there's the other part of me. There's the other side where I think with the depth and descriptions of what happened that came out, how do you come up with that? How do you just make that up?
Yeah,
I do believe in the innocent until proven guilty. I very much do believe in that.
yeah.
But like I said, how do you spin that tale? How do you just come up with that tale out of thin air?
Yeah, it's like the facts or like the accusations that are coming from it. You can't really say, oh, this lady is lying, like it. But at the same time, there are plenty of cases out there where women, or not even women, but like men and women have lied about accusations like this, like where they've gone to the extent of like making it something so grand and so like, oh my God, like this very specific thing happened to me, but in reality it didn't, what I mean, at least it wasn't proven in court to have happened. And so like it's at this point, like it's a little bit too early, like this next upcoming week after Sunday, they said that they're going to bring her into the NFL's like a law house or whatever to discuss what happened and then make their decision on Antonio Brown.
Yeah. So I know a lot of people want him to sit on the sidelines until
Hmm.
whatever boils over.
Yeah.
But,
Dude, I got him on my fantasy team. I don't want him sitting on the sidelines, honestly. Like if he sits on the sidelines, I'm in for a fucking rough weekend.
well, did you put money down or?
Oh no, I didn't put money down,
Oh,
but I
then it
mean it's in
doesn't
it's
matter.
in a league that involves money, so I guess yeah, I did put a little bit of
Okay, fair.
money down
Fair.
towards the end of the season. That's so.
I mean, that's what I'm saying. But the thing is, like I told you, I believe in the innocent improvement until proven guilty. So for
Yeah.
me, he deserves the chance to be on the field until proven guilty. I don't know. It's such a weird situation. It's crazy. Part of me part of me doesn't want to believe it's true because I want an offense that's Tom Brady, Antonio Brown, Josh Gordon, and Julian Edelman.
As a Pats fan, obviously would.
Yeah, but part of me can't help but think like maybe he is just a fucking scumbag.
Well, so let's talk about just Antonio Brown in general, man. So after leaving the Steelers and going to the Raiders, you're on a team that obviously, the bad boy antics with the Raiders is like very well known, especially like, 80s, 90s, like that's what they're known for. But you get there and the Raiders are building themselves up. They just got a new stadium. They're pretty much re-imaging themselves. And then you go and just ass it up. And I don't mean to say that to like, degrade Antonio Brown for what he did, but like you decide, I'm not going to play until I get a helmet. Like unless I can wear my specific helmet, and then you get an endorsement deal out of it. Like he's his ego, I think, is the issue at hand right now, and like going into this sexual assault accusation and going into the things that follow it, like that's going to be the biggest problem because he even put out a statement saying, that the devil is after me, basically, like it, and that's paraphrasing, but like he was just like the devil is like coming for me. And I mean, he talked to his lawyer, and the lawyer, the lawyer put out a statement saying, and I'm reading this off of the Times website right now. He will pursue all legal remedies to not only clear his name, but also protect other professional athletes against false accusations. So, like we don't have all the facts yet. We don't have all of like the actual conversations going on between lawyers, the NFL, and Antonio Brown, and the victim, or the possible victim. But like that's where I stand right now is let Antonio play, but just realize that he has an ego issue.
Yeah. I mean, it's just so hard. Like
Hmm.
you you never want to say that someone is like falsely accusing,
Exactly.
cuz that's just fucked up. So
Yeah.
you really can't do anything until you know the entire story. So it's a really weird situation. As a as like a pure football fan standpoint, I hope nothing happened and he's good to go. Because the Patriots, how could they not win a fucking Super Bowl with this team?
Yeah. Yeah.
But as like a human being, I really hope that some sort of expedited process happens, and they can get to the bottom of it really quickly.
Yeah, yeah, I do hope that because the Patriots have definitely gone through, they've gone through their share of like, you had the Deflate Gate, you had the cheating scandal, you have
It's all
the Aaron
fucking
Hernandez
bullshit.
shit. And so and going
Okay,
back
Aaron
to going
Hernandez, he
yeah,
did
go
fucking
well,
kill a guy. That's
yeah, no,
fair.
so going back to the Aaron Hernandez thing though, like when you pick up a player when you have a player for a certain amount of time, because they had him for like 3 4 years, right? They
Yeah.
had him for several years,
Yep.
yeah. So like you have that player for that amount of time, there's no way shit doesn't come up about that, like there's no way that a police report doesn't come out. It's like, hey, your player might actually be in the lineup for a possible homicide, like there's no way that shit, but somehow teams are able to just hide that shit. And props to the publicists for that, because I mean that's where the fucking money is, like
But doesn't that just go back to the same point that I've been bringing up the entire time? Like in
yeah,
America, you're innocent until proven guilty. Like
yes,
yes, there's allegations, but if you're a normal person and you're you're not going to stop going to your job because someone accused you of something that
and
you did or didn't do.
you're 100% right with that, and I agree. But at the same time, given the extent, or like the amount of pressure coming down on you, there should be not necessarily like Antonio Brown definitely shouldn't be like, oh dude, I'm definitely not going to play, or like I pretty much give up, like I have to deal with this shit before I can actually go on and play. Like he should continue to play. But there is a like, you're losing a lot of fans. You're losing a lot of like reputation just with the accusation alone. Because it, if it, you're right, proven until guilty, right? But if let's say he gets away with it, but there's enough evidence to the point where like, like he still comes off as like that just a shitty guy. Like you're gonna lose some fans, and you're gonna lose a lot of like, you're just gonna lose a lot of respect for having somebody who maybe got off on a whim, because like there wasn't enough evidence, like
Yeah.
it just sets up a bad reputation. And I hope it doesn't happen. And I hope the victim and Antonio Brown, I don't like, I hope we get more information to the point where we're able to actually like think, like, make a valid decision as to like what's going on, because this shit is just it's crazy.
It is. It's actually insane. Uh, like you said,
Yeah.
it's just they need. I wish there was a way to expedite the process. Because if he is truly guilty, his shit needs to be behind bars like
Yeah.
now.
Yeah. 100%.
But I mean, there's no way to get it done that quick. So
No. So you gotta deal with the bureaucracy of the NFL, and you gotta go through, good
I,
old Roger Goodell. And
fucking Goodell is literal garbage. But
yeah, yeah, no,
I
no,
mean, so like the only case that I can think of that they actually like super fucked it up. But the owners of the NFL really stepped up their shit was Ray Rice.
Yes, 100%.
When there was the video of it happening and the NFL
Exactly.
didn't do fucking
It's
garbage, but the owners were like, no one
and
hire this motherfucker.
and that right there is just a show of like a complete unity between like all teams. Like yes, the NFL was just like, like they kind of brushed it off and they're just like, okay, we've seen the evidence. Pretty much do what you will. But every other team, the fact that they were just like, you know what? No, like we're not going to put up with the shit. And the fact that like spousal abuse with any other team member up until this point, or like from Ray Rice to now, like has been like diffused and has been like, hey, you're done. Like that shows that we are in a place where we're making the right steps. We're headed towards a place where that kind of shit is not tolerated, and I'm all for it.
Yeah, I agree. It's super
Yeah,
cool. I
yeah,
hope
and
that. Oh, Lucid just said, "What about OJ?"
okay,
We're in a different time right now.
we can go back to OJ if you really want to, man.
No,
But
we don't got to touch OJ, man.
yeah, okay, all right, that's all good. But oh, Chibi just said, "Is your mic muted on the stream?" So you might want to check that out real quick.
Me? I think he's talking to you, bro.
Oh, is he talking to me? Oh shit. Well, let me check that out real
Um,
quick. It would appear not.
well, is there is
Oh
I mean,
shit.
we went pretty in depth. Is there anything else that you want to talk about
Um,
tonight on this episode?
right now, honestly, no. I'm pretty content with what's going on. Let's see. Yeah, no, that's pretty much it.
All right. I mean, Patriots play the Dolphins this weekend, and they're gonna. Oh, I'm. This is gonna be on the record, and then they're gonna get splammer
I,
jammered.
I really hope that happens, because like and one thing I don't understand, okay, you guys are in the same conference, but Dolphins v Patriots, why is that? I mean, I get it, back in the Dan Marino days, that was probably like fucking great. And I mean, yeah, the Dolphins have upset the Patriots in recent years, but like, why is that such a big deal?
What do you mean a big deal?
Like that is an actual rivalry game, like where it's like, oh
I wouldn't
shit,
say
I
it's a
gotta watch this game.
No, it's that's not what it is. It's not a rivalry game. It's
You
a
wouldn't say so?
no. What I would say is, as a Patriots fan, it's a we fucked this game up once a year game. Let's not have it be this one.
So when that I would classify that as a right, because my Redskins are going up against the fucking Cowboys this weekend, and we fuck that up once every 2 years, like, so, or twice every. I don't know the math, but we lose that game quite often, and that pisses me off. But like, so wouldn't that make the Patriots versus the Dolphins kind of like a legitimate rivalry in that stance?
I mean, I don't think rivalries for me have to be like rooted
Historic.
in tradition. Yeah.
And so
Like
that's why
when I
that's
watch the
why I was
game this weekend, for me it's like, can the Patriots not fuck it up because we are 100% a better team than the Dolphins? Can they not fuck it up? That's how I see it. I don't see it as, oh, the Dolphins are actually a decent team. We need to be worried about it.
yeah.
A rivalry to me means that both the teams are kind of on the same level and they have the same stakes in the game, that kind of thing. So I wouldn't say the Patriots and the
Okay.
Dolphins is a rivalry. I would
Okay.
like it's a inter division game, but I
Yeah.
wouldn't call it a rivalry really.
All right. That I would I accept that. That's a fair stance. Um, well, given the fact that the Dolphins are gave up such a fucking incredible ass whooping to
60 points,
Baltimore.
bro.
Yeah, dude. Like one, Lamar Jackson sat in the pocket the whole time. Like everybody was talking about, oh, he's a running back. Bullshit. This dude over the course of one offseason fixed his game to where he is a pocket passer and he's killing them. He destroyed the Dolphins. So I can only imagine what Tom Brady's about to do to the Dolphins with all of the fucking targets he has. Josh Gordon, Antonio Brown, whoever the fucking I honestly don't know the Patriots too well, but their running back, like
Yep.
I
James
they
White.
it's yeah, yep.
Yeah.
They're gonna have a great season and at least a great game against the Dolphins, where the Dolphins have already. Did you hear about how the Dolphins are actually like? There's a lot of players that are like trying to opt out of their contracts and trying to
Yeah,
get
bro. Why would you want
trades.
to stay on that fucking garbage ass team?
Dude, at that point, I might just hit up the Dolphins and say, "Hey, I'm trying to play." I might do it. I'm not even kidding. I might send them. I'm gonna find their PR, whoever their fucking their recruiter is. I don't care who it is. I'm gonna send them an email and I'm gonna say, hey, I play flag football for my army team, and I have to say, I have to say, I might be able to help you guys out of this rut. And I'm not gonna ask for a lot of money. No, 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 no. I'm gonna ask for like, couple hundred thou. I think that's a bargain, you know, for a for a rec league level quarterback who,
Oh my
might
god.
might be able to lead you to a championship. Shit, you never know.
Yeah, you're gonna lead them to a championship. I believe
Dude,
that.
Tim Tebow
Wait,
brought the
wait, wait,
fucking
wait.
Broncos to
Hold on, hold on, hold on.
okay, all right.
Lucid said, "Oh, the Pats playing against under 500 teams. Please tell me how hard it is for them to make playoffs." So
Ooh.
I could bring up. I'm not gonna bring up the fucking article right now, but I could bring up an article. It has the winning percentages for the teams that everyone has played the past fucking 10 years or some shit. The Patriots are actually in like the top fourth of the teams schedule wise, who their win percentage. So Lucid, fuck off.
Yeah,
Let's
Lucid.
let's
He messaged on my thing. He said, "How about the Eagles?" Fuck the Eagles. I wanna say that 100%.
Eagles are garbage.
Dude, they hogged the so I mean they played brilliantly against the Redskins in the second half. To the point where like they had the ball for 19 minutes of the second half, whereas the Redskins had 5, and that's the way to beat the Redskins. Keenum, he can't. He's not the type of person that's gonna generally hold the ball. He's too young right now. He's trying to get a quick score as soon as possible,
Yeah.
and the fact that the Eagles were able to hold the ball with Carson Wentz for fucking 19 minutes the entire second half. That's the only reason they won. Plus Deshaun Jackson with his bullshit. So yeah.
Well, I think we'll wrap it up here.
All right.
Apparently, Bombastic Yak podcast is a fucking football podcast now. Um,
Hey, that's fine with me, dude. Somebody on my stream. Let me go back up them, give them a shout out. Cosmic Pegasus. He said, "Wow, amazing content." And then B360. They said go to the link. So shout out to you guys. I appreciate it. I know Cam probably appreciates it too. Um, Follow him. He's the controller of Bombastic Yak. I'll be guest appearing on his podcast, but yeah,
you got
let's
the
continue
you
this.
got the temporary job as co-host for now.
Oh, I accept. I
Well,
accept.
yeah. So that's gonna be it for this week. It
Sounds
was
good.
very football focused, but that's not necessarily how it's gonna be in the future. Don't like if you don't know what the word's bombastic, if you don't want to know what the word bombastic means, go ahead and look it up. Um, but this podcast is essentially a bombastic podcast where we're just going to talk about whatever the fuck we want. No, go
You,
look it up, Lucid. I'm not going
you
to do
know
it for you.
you know what you should do? You should somehow get it to start it up with the song by Shaggy with the "They call me Mr. Bombastic Telephone." That'd be the perfect intro to this podcast, 100%.
All right, I'll look into it. But
Yeah.
anyway, thank you guys for watching. I think as of right now, tentatively, I'll have to talk with Silly Deuce about it. But yak means to talk, so that's why it's called fucking yak.
It
And,
also means to throw up, so
yeah, and this
word
is a
a lot of
garbage
word
ass
vomit will
podcast.
be on here.
Yep. Anyway, so thank you guys for watching. I think tentatively we'll be doing like one episode a week, maybe every 2 weeks. Who the fuck knows? This is a total fucking shit show right now. But thanks for watching. Hope to see you guys next time. And
Hell
if
yeah.
you're still here in the live version, we are going to be playing some video games still on stream. So stick around. See you
Yeah,
guys
well,
next time.
Why's everybody always picking on me?